Okay. Oh, fuck. Wait, I forgot to plug in my tablet. I was like, something is wrong here. Obviously. No shit. Okay, whatever. Anyways. Late stream because I fell asleep again. Yeah, I'm gonna probably change my streaming times to be a little later because I know damn well I'm not waking up. I don't know why I have my stream as like, oh, I'm gonna stream at 9. Like, girl, I'm not awake at 9. I sleep. But anyways, oops. hello. I realized that I need to stop streaming really, really late. Like, I know I say that I'm supposed to stream at, like, I don't know what time I'm supposed to stream, like 9 p.m., but I always am, like, sleeping during that time, so my bad. Yeah, I am, yeah. I'm thinking maybe I should just change my stream schedule just to be, like, at 12 instead, because honestly, there's a higher chance I'm awake at 12 than I am at, like, 9 p.m. So anyways, yes, I'm gonna go finish this drawing. Oh, fuck my life. That's also a great idea. No. I don't want to. Okay, that should be fine. And then, nice, okay. I try, okay? I came back from my classes today, and I got back at like 4:30 probably, and I slept until 11. So I do sleep. I just don't sleep at the right times. And that's okay. That is perfectly okay. But yeah, I will try to be more sane. Hopefully, moving forward. But, you know, I don't know. I need to, like, sleep before, like, 4 a.m. But I don't. Anyways, yeah. We're just finishing this up. I was gonna finish this drawing, like, off stream and then start another drawing this stream, but, I didn't have enough time to draw. Also known as I was slightly putting this off so I could do my schoolwork. But yeah. I also realized that I was supposed to go to a meeting today and I did not do that. And that's okay. But yeah, what should I talk about? What did I do today? I went to 2 classes and almost fell asleep during both of the classes. Which is great, because one of them I was standing for like half the class. Literally. So it would have been really awkward if I fell asleep while standing, but oh well. But yeah, I have a bunch of I have a whole lot of books I have to make for next week, but it's okay. We'll survive. Anyways, I feel like I'm just kind of locked into this weird little rendering style thing, like this way of rendering from my last 2 drawings, because it's fun. It's really not fast at all, but I feel like the results end up turning out a lot better. So yeah, we're just gonna keep that. Tomorrow I'm gonna go, I have a club fair I need to go to, because we're advertising our club tomorrow, which is fun, and then that also means that I have to, like, be awake in the morning, which will not be fun, but that's okay. Yeah. Anyways, I'll try to stream on the weekend, this weekend, but, like, I can't guarantee it, obviously, just because I have stuff to do, but we will see. I want to do, like one of those silly little visual novel game streams. I'm trying to get that pigeon dating sim right now, and I'm failing miserably, actually. The pigeon dating sim refuses to download on Mac. So I'm like kind of like jumping through a bunch of holes just to get it. So hopefully I will be able to access it, because, you know, it seems like an interesting game, you know? I don't know. I just think it's funny that they put the like hyper realistic images of pigeons and then put them in like maid outfits and stuff. I don't know anything about the game though. All I heard of it is that apparently there's gonna be like a meteor in part of it or something. I don't really know what's going on in that pigeon dating sim, but yeah, it seems entertaining. So I want to play it, but I don't know if I'll like be able to download it. If not, I don't know. I guess if I can't download it, then I have a couple other visual novel games, but yeah, because I don't really know what else to play on stream. I can't really like play like Genshin or like Infinity Nikki, because I just finished all those quests all at once, so I never really have enough quests to play. And that's okay. Like, I also have not touched Genshin in a while, so I don't really feel like touching that either. It's just like, it's been too long for me to bother, and I also am not entertained. I don't like the world quests. I would probably like skip through them anyways. So the only entertaining part that I do in Genshin is like explore. But yeah. Anyways. This is such a weird way of rendering. I'm trying to see if I can find a way to make this a little quicker, but I don't know. Maybe because I'm just like tightening up the thing a little too much. I'm not 100% sure. What eye shape do we want for her? Make her have little clover eyes because it looks cute. Also because I feel like it. Oh fuck, wait, wrong button. This one. Can y'all hear? Does my computer sound like it's like burning itself to death? I hope not, right? Is it? It's quite loud on my side. I don't know how loud the fan is on for you guys, but should be fine, right? Anyways, oh, I also have to do some art for Valentine's Day, I think. Not, it's like one of those like Secret Santa things, but like, anyways, not the point. I know I need to do some art for that, but I will do that later. I've been procrastinating on it for a while, and I feel bad now, cause, you know, it's already February and I haven't started, so, you know, but that's okay. I will do that in a bit. I'm trying to see if there's a way for me to do this where I don't have to do like as much shading as my previous drawing, but also have it look finished enough. Like I'm not gonna like render the clothes as detailed, but you know, I want like some level of detail still. Also, I don't know what's with the cat face. I just love drawing characters in this silly little face. Hee. Also, I can't figure out how to print double-sided on my school computer printers because I had to print some flyers for my club fair tomorrow. And so I was like, I should go print the first issue of the Roach comic, right? You know, as everybody thinks when they get access to a printer, you know, print the Roach comic. But I was checking, and like I couldn't figure out how to print double-sided for some reason, because it was like the one that I was trying to print from doesn't have the double-sided feature. By that I mean like the school like computers don't have the double-sided feature, so I had to print from my laptop, but I obviously didn't bring my laptop, right? Because I had a book arts class in the morning, which is all traditional work, and my afternoon class is like a recitation lecture, so like I just bring my iPad or whatever sketchbook and call it a day. But yeah, so I need to just, so you know, it's a little bit annoying, but I have to, I'm probably gonna go bring my laptop maybe like tomorrow or something, and then do like a first print of the Roach comic, because I want to print it, and I think it's hilarious having access to so much like random things at my school, especially the print lab, and then using that shit just to print a Roach comic. You know, it's just fun. And honestly, it's not like I was gonna do anything else anyways, so lol. But yeah. And then what else do I need to do tomorrow? The bank. I'm gonna ignore that. Oh yeah, I also have I'm gonna do some figure drawing tomorrow. I signed up for a workshop for fun, which we will see how that turns out. I don't like walking to K-Town though. Hello, thank you for the raid. Wait, let me shout out. How was your stream? Oh fuck, wait, hold on. Why am I failing shout out? I am failing figuring out how to shout out people. I'm sorry. Okay, did that work? Okay, that worked. That worked. Oh wait, I also have this command. I forgot about it. Lol. There we go. That is still broken. I still need to fix that. But yes, hello, welcome to the stream. I just draw. That's all I do here. Draw and yap until like I enter a flow state, and then we stop the yapping for a bit, and then I remember that I'm still streaming, and then I start yapping again. But yes, anyways, I don't know why that command is broken. I need to figure out how to fix that command. Oh, nice. What were you drawing? I can like, you can like send it, like send a link of the image, and I send a link of the images, and then I can just show it on stream if needed. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about the green. It's nice, but like it doesn't fit with the rest of the vibe, but also it's like a nice little contrast color. Okay, I'm gonna go with that green for now, and I'm gonna add some like red on the side and see how that looks. I don't know if I like this. Maybe it's too saturated. I don't know what's going on here. Cause the dress is like, the clothing is supposed to be green, right? So I don't want like to only use like a red as like a shading color, cause then it like takes away from the greenness. But if I add too much green, then it also just like looks weird. Woe is me. Why must I suffer? As if I'm not the one who comes up with the drawings here. But yeah. Anyways. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah, we're trying to figure stuff out here. But yeah. One day I will figure out what I'm doing. But yeah. Also, okay. Whenever I run out of stuff, I do end up going back to manhwas because I am a perpetual continuous reader of them. But y'all, I just read some, okay, I actually was reading this manhwa earlier today, And this shit literally had me hate reading by the end. I was just like, I was too far into the story, so I was just like, fuck, like, I can't stop now, right? Because one, it's a completed story, so there was only 90 chapters of this, and then two, like I was, like, in a completed 90 chapter story, I was already like 60, 70 chapters in, right? So it's like, if I drop it now, then like, what was, like, I might as well try and figure out the ending. I finished that fucking story and it was so dog shit. Oh my fucking god. Like, I was actively getting pissed at the characters by the end. I was like, y'all, well, first of all, don't leave a child alone in a war zone. That's stupid. Of course that child's gonna get in trouble or / kidnapped. Like, oh my god, that story was bothering me so much, because it was like, at the very least, for like some stories where they have like, like the writing is kind of shitty near the end, like at the very least, the characters, like the plots are sometimes unique in itself, right? Like, I had this other like this other really dog shit story that I was reading at one point in my life. I think I really liked it when I was younger for some reason. I think my tastes were questionable. Where it was like about this girl who could like cry tears of like gems or whatever the fuck. So very, very like cliche in my opinion, like kind of like very baby's first OC type of scenario, type of vibe. But like, at the very least, like, I've never seen another manhwa with that plot. So like, or if anybody says anything about Pearl Boy, no, you don't. Like, it was, I guess, a little bit more on the unique side of plots. It's still very stereotypical. All the plot beats are the same, you know, girl trapped in a tower, she comes out, she definitely has an abusive family, you know, like the regular, like, Ron fan manhwa shit. And then, you know, the whole falling in love arc, it's very, like, stereotypical. But at the very least, like, the general premise of it was, like, kind of interesting-ish. So, like, yeah, it was, like, a dog shit read, but, like, at least it was, like, I don't know, at least it gave me something, you know? But this one story I read earlier today, oh my fucking god. It was so annoying. It was one of those, like, stereotypical, like, isekai into a manhwa, and then you're, like, the stepmother, and then you have, or, like, you know, you magically acquire a child via isekai, and then you're like, oh no, like, I'm gonna go raise this child, so that he doesn't have the fate that he originally has, and then, and then she was like, oh, I'm gonna go, like, marry this guy, or, sorry, she's like, I'm gonna go marry this guy, and then I'm gonna have him adopt the child, so that, like, when I leave, because, you know, my original, like, the body that I'm currently possessing inflicted so much trauma on him that I should just, like, leave and stuff like that, right? So, like, I get, like that very, very stereotypical kind of plot line, I guess, generally speaking, where, like, you get reincarnated into, like, a story, and then, you know, the good old, I gotta atone for my character's sins kind of vibe is going on here. And, like, I don't mind that, right? But it was like, I was like, okay, it's gonna be, like, a very stereotypical thing anyway, so I was like, I was already in for a shitty ride, because, you know, that's just what I do. Sometimes you just want to read slop, right? But, like, by the end, I was so pissed. I was like, at the very least, for a lot of those type of, like, manhwas where it is, like, very, like, recycled plot, at least, like, I get the motivations of the characters a bit more, as well as just, like, why, like, certain characters act a certain way, right? But this one, okay, first of all, her original body, there's this, like, premise with, like, instead of, like, magical powers, they have, like, the power of, like, rings and stuff, which I'm assuming is, like, you know, in some, like, manhwas stories, I'm not sure if this is, like, universal or not. I see it mostly in manhwas, so that's the angle that I'm talking about. Where, like, one character would have, like, with wizards and stuff, they would have, like, these, like, circles, like, these, like, that's how like you measure the power of a wizard, is by like how many circles they have. Again, not 100% sure if that's like a universal thing or if it's just a manhwa thing, but like it's like that, but instead they call it rings, and then they have like corrupted like rings which are called holes, and then the people who have holes are like, by the people it literally just means like the emperor and like nobody else, apparently, for some fucking reason. Or actually no, there was one other person, but he was so insignificant to the plot that nobody gives a fuck. And the emperor is like trying to like he's disguising his like fake circle, basically his fake magical circle power stuff, as a real one, by exploiting the original like the character that the main character possesses, like the original female, well, she wasn't the female lead, she was technically a villain in the OG story, but that character, and like uses her rings to purify his hole or whatever the fuck. Anyways, it was really weird, but like, oh my god. And then I was just like the characters made so many fucking stupid decisions along the way. And like, usually for these type of stories, right, where the male lead is told to be like very strong and very powerful, like nobody else in the kingdom can like beat them in like a sword battle or whatever bullshit type of story they have. One, their what do you call it, their like knighthood, knight order, whatever the fuck you call it, like their little army of knights, are usually generally pretty powerful, just because we gotta like make the male lead really OP, right? This story is like, the knights were so fucking useless. The only thing they did was like at the end when they needed 3 people. I was like, what the hell? Like the emperor, he doesn't fight. Like, there's no way that people who have been actively fighting for their whole entire lives should be powered by this one motherfucking dude. Like, sorry, drinking water. But like, I just did not understand why the author wrote the characters to be like that. I was like so annoyed at it. I'm so sorry for all of my club members who read my Discord rants, but I was like actively like spamming about it on our Discord, being like, this shit is so dog shit. Thankfully we have a different channel for this, so it's not like we're spamming it in the general channel. That would not be a fun time. And I was like, and I was just like the characters are so stupid. It's like impressive, because like if you have like a powerful, strong male character that, you know, I don't know, well, first of all, I don't even understand why the romance came in. Like, there was no reason why the male lead should have fallen for the female lead. There was like no development there, no chemistry. That was stupid as hell. I am so mad at this one fucking mama. But yeah, anyways, thank you for the follow. I'm still very much like ranting, sorry about that, if that's not what you guys are here for, but it's okay, because at least I'm still drawing, okay? But yeah, like, if you have a strong male character, it makes sense for you to write their enemy as to be like, you know, smart and villainous, right? Or like something like that. Or if you have like a smart main character, maybe you want like the, I don't know, like the villain character in the story to be like very strong, or has like, I don't know, like there's obviously going to be like some type of politics involved in most of these stories, because a lot of the characters, a lot of these stories, they're set in like a kind of monarchy, I guess, like emperors and stuff, you know, all that fun stuff. So it makes sense for there to be like some level of politics in the story that, like, you know, makes sense with the world that they're in, right? Like, okay, maybe the emperor is not particularly powerful, but because he's, you know, the emperor, he has a bunch of people rallying behind him. Yeah, just the yap sesh. But yeah, and what I don't get is, one, apparently there's Imperial troops involved in the story, but they're not mentioned until the whole entire last arc. Literally the only time that like the Emperor's like troops appear in the fucking story is right at the final battle. And like, again, none of these fuckers look like they were trained at all, which I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about combat. I know about Marvel combat. I don't know about like real life combat, but I can tell like none of these characters look like they've been through like a day or two of training. And it's like, it's impressive. Like there's also like the strategy stuff, right? Like, you'd really think that if the male lead character is written to be like powerful / wins wars and stuff, that like they would at least have like some level of like comprehension of strategy in wars and stuff and battles. And at the end they did write it to be like, oh, actually he knew what he was doing all along. And I was like, I don't believe this. Like, I genuinely did not believe it. Like, I was like, no fucking way. This guy did not know what was going on. The author just kind of, like, decided to write that in just to, like, make him seem like a good male lead character. He was not. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you knew the Emperor was gonna kidnap your wife and you were just like, you know what? I'm actually gonna go let her get kidnapped for a couple of days and not tell her about this beforehand? Like, at the very least, if you knew someone was gonna kidnap, like, someone, you want them to be safe, you would, like, tell them about it, you know, like put them together in the plan. But like, he just doesn't do that, and it's just so stupid. It really is. I genuinely felt like that when I was reading it. I was like, what the fuck? And another thing is, the female main character is also really stupid. Like, all the characters in this goddamn story are so dumb. It's like impressive. I'm like, I don't know how or why they're so stupid in the story, but they are, and it just bothers me a lot. Okay, okay, so one of the plot points, so the female main character, she possesses a character in a story she read, right? But the character in the story she read was also possessed by another person, because, you know, convoluted plot holes or whatever. So the other person, okay, so the original body of the female main character, or the main character that we're following, died during because the Emperor like kidnapped her, locked her in a castle, and basically like exploited her magical powers so that he could become the Emperor, because, you know, he like overthrew, you know, his family and whatever, you know, the usual tyrant emperor-esque plotline thing. So she ends up going insane and she ends up fucking dying, like the original version of the main character. So then once she dies, a second person like possesses her body, and the second person who possesses her body is the story which the female main character that we're reading from, like that's who she's like reading the story. I don't know how to explain it. So the original, okay, this is really it's really badly written, so it's also really hard for me to explain. But the original story, so the female main character, she's just like, you know, the random Korean girl from, I don't know, somewhere, who obviously got an abusive family, because, again, very common manhwa trope. I don't mind that. I'm used to it. And so she's reading this novel, and then her dad, who wants to take her money, comes by and then basically tries to break down the door, but she's also baking, so the oven explodes and she dies, and so does the dad. And the dad also gets reincarnated into the story, but that's not the point right now. And so she possesses the character in the story she was reading, who was the stepmother of the male lead character, right? So this is why it's called I don't remember what it's called. It's like, I became being the villain's stepmother or some shit. I don't fucking know. Let me check. What the fuck was this called? Living as the villain's stepmother. Yeah, okay, cool. No, good enough. Yeah, that was pretty much what it was called. But like, so she ends up possessing this stepmother character, and the stepmother character in the novel was already like basically an isekai, so it's very, it was technically an isekai inside an isekai, so she was reading an isekai novel, kind of, where like the villain's stepmother in that story was isekai'd into the body of the girl that the emperor killed so that he could get power. Basically, that's kind of the plot. And the possessor of the stepmother's body was actually a like child abuser, because of course. So the original main character was obviously abused, because again, they really need another way of making like a character have a tragic backstory. Like I need the character to stop being abused by family. It's just stupid at this point. It does. Anyway, so she possesses this body, right? And so she doesn't know what first of all, she doesn't know what the original like the OG like character was. So like the body that she originally possessed, the first person who owned, like the first soul that owned the body, she has no idea what she's about, right? And she obviously doesn't know that much about the stepmother character, other than the fact that she was abusive, because of the fact that she only read the novel, and the novel was told through the main character's perspective, right? So I get that much. So she ends up finding out that the emperor's been like using her like body, kind of like to make his like rings pure or something. It was weird. And then at the end, the emperor character ends up kidnapping her because she tries to run away. Okay, she runs away from the marriage that she's in because she's like, oh, they'll be happier without me. Which, you know, standard plot point. I get that. But like like, okay, I get it. And then there's one night that it's kind of alluded to during the story, but it ends up not being true because I guess they just didn't want to like mess around with their OTP or whatever the fuck. Where the night character, I feel like, from the way that I was reading it and the way the artist drew them, so like expressions wise, it made it seem like the night character was like in love with the female lead to some extent or another, like an unrequited love, because obviously she's married to the lord of the castle that he, like the lord that he serves. So like that's whatever. But so he and her, like, he runs away and he helps her run away basically, because you find out at the end that apparently the male lead let her run away. Like the male lead was like, oh, she's gonna run away, you might as well go and like help her for some fucking reason. Which, by the way, he wasn't really much of a help, because at the start, like, the only thing he helped her with was running away from the male lead character, right? Which, like, yeah, but like if you knew that she was gonna run away anyways, like, it's not really helping. Like, you're not really doing anything in particular helpful, because the male lead wasn't planning to chase after her for a little bit as well anyways. But then you let her get kidnapped by the fucking emperor. Like, really? Like, really? You, an elite, like, I get at that part of the story, like, I get it, because he was like fighting against like a bunch of people this time. But like, really? Like, you, like, you're going to okay, first of all, you're gonna marry this lady. You're gonna let her think that she like doesn't belong in this place, and not like even like, so you're aware that she's like having these thoughts of running away. You're not gonna go help her, like talk to her at all about this, by the way. You let her leave with one of your knights, and then not add like another extra 2-3 nights just to be sure that, you know, she won't die or whatever, because again, this guy, apparently he really loves her, right? So that's why he was like, oh, I'll just let her do whatever. But like, with a lot of these type of characters in manhwas, like obsessive male lead characters, generally speaking, they would have like, even if they let the girl like go, they would still like add like 1 or 2 people like trailing her just to make sure that she doesn't get injured or whatever. And like, and this guy, he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave you go off into the world with one person and then hope that and know actively during this part that the Emperor was trying to kidnap her, right? Like, he knew during this part that, oh, she's definitely gonna get kidnapped. Like, we are chasing after the Emperor, and we see that the Emperor is literally following her trail. But, like, who cares? Like, it's so stupid. And then, at the end, so obviously she does end up getting kidnapped because the singular knight is obviously not going to be able to survive, like, this, like, ambush or whatever the fuck. And, okay. Pause. I'm drinking water. Okay. Hold on. I feel like I messed up this belt. This is very random while I'm yapping. Okay. But okay. And then at the end, right? So the knight character, he's injured in battle, I guess, right? And so he's obviously unable to chase after the female, like the main character, right? But then the male lead arrives, sees the guy injured, and first of all, he's not there alone. He has a group of knights with him. He is not alone, which I do need to emphasize, because the next part got me so annoyed. So, your wife just got kidnapped. You're written to be a character that really likes the wife character, right? So you're like obsessed over the wife, like you don't want her to like divorce you, right? But you would let her get kidnapped is crazy. And then okay. And then the knight character was like, the character was like, okay, we should bring him back to the castle, which is, by the way, in the other direction from where the girl is getting kidnapped to. And they do know where she is right now because they were trailing after, like, the Emperor. So, like, they know which direction he's going to, right? You see your injured comrade. I get that it's good to, like, bring somebody injured back and, like, treat their injury before chasing after, you know, whatever, like, your original objective of being here. But the thing is, like, you have multiple people with you. Like, you could bring half of them to, you know, bring them back to, bring the character back to the castle or whatever. And you could have, like, a couple other guys chasing after, you know, the kidnapped female lead character, right? Like, I feel like that would be, like, a normal course of action. But the author was just like, no, we're actually gonna get them all to go back to the castle while she's actively, like, literally kidnapped and they don't know where she is. Yes. They're told basically as, like, they're, like, the second most powerful, like, family other than, like, the Emperor. Like, they're, like, they have, like, a long history and they have, like, a lot of strict training while growing up. Like, they're written to be, like, one of those, like, really, really OP, like, smart characters, which is why I don't understand their life decisions. If they were written to be, like, a stupid character, like, I would be fine with this. Like, yes, I would understand why you would be stupid enough to, like, you know, abandon your chase against the Emperor that may or may not be trying to frame your family as, like, traitors to the empire and get you executed. Like, I get that. Like, if you're a stupid character, yes. But if you're written to be, like, a smart OP character with, like, a very smart OP family, I don't get why. Like, I don't get why, like, any of this has to happen. And then, like, and the thing is, like, it's written at the end for basically the ending is, like, where the character is basically like, oh, it was all a part of my plan all along. Like, girl, what fucking plan? You got no fucking plans. What are you talking about? Like, this whole thing was just vibes based. Let's be so for real. Anyways. And then, okay. This is gonna go on for a while, I'm sorry. This is a very convoluted plot, and I hate it. So I gotta complain about it, okay? Anyways. Okay. So she gets kidnapped, right? One thing, like, I get it if you don't have, like, you know, time or whatever to, like, rescue somebody from the clutches. Oh, Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, don't worry. Just like send me a link to it and I'll just like share it. But yeah, the story is bad, but like I truly was hate reading it by the end. I was like, why the fuck am I still reading this story? I was like I was literally switching between two tabs. I was like switching between like the manhwa tab and also like Discord, just spamming it. Okay. I will check. Give me a second. Alright. Ooh, cute. Okay, let me just open this in my browser. And then I'll share it with y'all. How do I do this? Oh, there we go. Image. I'm so bad at using OBS, guys. This is really stupid on my end. But look at this cute little. Here, let's go get bigger. Pixel art. Oh my god, I never do pixel art. Is this like a game thing? I don't really know what it's for, but that's okay. It's a nice little Joker mask guy, I think, is what you call it. But yeah. Thank you for sharing your art. Oh, D&D, okay. I've never played D&D. I tried making characters for it, but I think I got really locked down. The general hatred? Thank you. That's okay. If you need to leave, like, feel free to leave. But yeah. Anyways, let's go back to this horrifically written story that I read. But yeah, anyways, thank you for sharing your art. But moving on to this. Okay, so when she was kidnapped, right? If you have a kidnapped character and you're written to really like their character, like oh, you are like head over heels over her. Okay, all right. That's fine then. Okay, yeah. Anyways, if you were to really like, you know, your wife character that you were married to, one, you wouldn't let her get kidnapped in the first place. Like, that's stupid. And two, like, you wouldn't wait this long to try and rescue her. The thing is, like, they didn't rescue her until she sent a letter to him. Like, and this girl was like, by the way, I'm currently kidnapped. Can you rescue me? And then this motherfucker decides to rescue her. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you had to wait for the kidnapped victim to send you a fucking letter that she was kidnapped? I had like so much. I was going through it because the thing is, the female main character, also the Emperor character, is also stupid as fuck as well. Like why would you? Okay. He's meant to be like a cunning character. He's meant to be like one of those like evil, cunning, smart villains. But he's not smart at all. And it's so stupid. Like, it just pisses me off. Okay. Anyways, so she ends up, first of all, okay, one thing. Usually, if you know that the Emperor has a history of kidnapping your wife in particular and holding her captive to use her for potentially, well, definitely illegal things, you would not wait. A carrot on the stick. Anyways, you would not wait until, like, the character is kidnapped, and then it's like, okay, in a lot of these stories, okay, another thing is, torture is also a thing that exists in this world. Like, it's not like it's known that, oh, a character will get kidnapped, but, like, they'll just be, like, held in a room, just, like, getting 3 meals a day, you know, that type of shit. Like, there is a literal part in the story where the male lead, like, somebody tries to harm the female lead. He, like, you know, takes him to the dungeon and tortures him for information, right? Like, that's a thing that happens here. What makes you think that this Emperor character, who is already written not to be a great guy, would not literally, like, abuse your wife, right? Like literally nothing in the story points to the fact that, oh, he'll just leave her alone and just let her chill in a room, which he does, by the way. He doesn't, like, try to, well, I guess he does try to force her to, like, save him or whatever the fuck. But, like, still, it's like, hey, this dude has a history of doing this thing. Why are you letting him just, like, chill around your wife that is literally kidnapped by him? Like, it just feels stupid, right? Anyways, and then, okay, so the character that gets kidnapped is also really stupid, because she finds out, again, the past about the character that she's possessing, about how, like, she used to, like, supply, like, the magic purity thingy mabobber for the Emperor so that he doesn't look like he has more legitimacy to the throne, kind of thing. And so, one, why would you not start devising a, well, I guess it's hard for her to devise a plan to, like, leave during this part of the story, but, like, you know, it's like, hey, maybe, like, just think about it. And then the Emperor, okay, so first of all, she writes a letter. Stupid decision. Don't write letters. Don't leave stuff behind knowing damn well that, like, potentially your room could get searched while you're sleeping, and you have nowhere to go, and you may get killed because, you know, the Emperor is not a great guy. Like, he's not a chill dude. Like, why would you think that you're safe? Well, first of all, where did you get the pencil and paper from? Like, or I guess the parchment and ink from, because, you know, medieval. And how do you plan to send the letter, right? Like, even if you manage to write this, how would you plan to send this goddamn letter out of this castle, this abandoned-ass castle in the middle of fucking nowhere? You have no idea where you are. You have nobody around you that you know. You have no exit from this castle. How do you plan to send the letter, right? And then this one guy, this butler guy, comes into her room and is like, you should eat this, because, you know, she gets sent meals every day. Obviously, because turns out the Emperor actually is in love with the body of the character, but, like, not her soul, because, you know, she died. The original person who was in the body died, obviously. So she was in love with the person that, the body that she possessed, right? So he can't kill her, which, great, that's good. No, literally, it was truly, like, you'd really think common sense would be more of a thing, but it really isn't. That's how I felt when I was reading this, honestly. But anyways, I'm, like, trying to compose myself while I'm yapping about this, and I'm failing miserably, and I'm sorry about that, kind of. Not really. Honestly, no, I'm not sorry about it. Fuck it. You guys get it. You guys are all here to listen to me yap anyways. This whole stream is 90% just for me to yap about these stupid ass stories that I read every week. But yeah, anyways, so okay, this butler guy comes in. This is in, like, the last, like, 10 chapters or so of the story, I think. I don't really remember. I don't really care that much either. Yeah. Anyways, so the butler guy comes in and he's like, you should eat. And then she's like, why would I do that? Like, you guys kidnapped me here with, like, against my will, blah, 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 blah. And you want to know what the butler says? He's like, don't worry, I too have gotten kidnapped and I'm being held here against my will. So if you don't eat, then I will be the one that suffers the consequences, right? And you know what this fucking main character does? She decides to eat it. Because she's like, and then, like, that's one thing to do, right? One thing is to be like, okay, I will eat the food so that you don't get, like, beaten because I don't know your circumstances here, right? It is another thing to listen to somebody be like, by the way, I got kidnapped by the king, the emperor guy, who, by the way, has an active, like, streak of manipulating you in particular, and, like, you know, potentially I, as a servant, could also, you know, be one of the people that is helping the emperor, right? She doesn't think any of this, And she immediately decides to trust this motherfucker. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. No, because at the start of the story, she's written to be like, she's supposed to be, apparently, to be like a strong main character. Like, usually these type of stories, they write the female main characters as to be like smart and strong, right? And not reliant on a man. But like every part of this that I'm reading, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what is this damn story that I'm reading? Sorry, this is making me really thirsty because of how much I'm talking. So like if I just stop talking and just like turn away, just know that I am drinking water, but I'm also waiting for the ice to melt, so I actually have to wait for the water to melt. No. Oh, don't worry. I also do read good things. But this is just like one of the ones I stumbled across and I started reading and I got really too far into it to like stop reading, so I had to finish it. Now I have a lot to complain about. So that's mainly why I'm complaining about it. Don't worry. I do read a lot of good stuff. But I also stumble across a lot of trash. Heaps and heaps of trash sometimes. Anyways, so she immediately, right, trusts this butler character, who, again, there's no reason why you should trust him. He has literally done nothing other than be like, by the way, I too was kidnapped by this crazy emperor guy. No proof of this, by the way. He just says it, and she just believes him. So she gives him the letter that she was trying to send out to her husband, who, by the way, again, knows that she's kidnapped and isn't doing anything about it. Sends a letter to, like, she's like, can you help me send this letter to my husband? Yeah, of course. I'll tell you something I liked. I also read a really good one, like, a couple manhwas before this as well. So anyways. And, of course, unsurprising as fuck, in the next panel, you see the butler guy give the goddamn letter to the emperor! Because no shit! Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Of course she was gonna give... Of course the butler guy, even if he was kidnapped, would probably be monitored by the emperor anyways. So even if, like, he was, like, actually a kidnapped guy, he would still... Like, the emperor would still probably force him to, like, give him, like, the letter, because the emperor probably has somebody watching him as well, right? So, like, he doesn't escape. Like, that's like a normal train of thought. So he ends up obviously giving this goddamn letter to the emperor. The emperor looks at the letter and is like, okay, like, whatever, right? He was just like, okay. He reads the letter and he's like, oh my god, I knew she was gonna do something like this. Okay, why didn't you stop her? Why? What is going on here, right? And then the emperor, after a little bit, he comes up with a plan. And then he decides to send the letter to the fucking husband. He was planning an ambush. Motherfucker, you don't plan an ambush. You don't plan a very, like, spontaneous siege on the territory and send the letter at the same time. That's not the point. You can't ambush someone and also inform them of it. That's stupid. That's so stupid. You're supposed to be a smart character. What the fuck are you doing? Like, oh my god. I was so annoyed at this. And then, again, why are the knights in this story actually incompetent as fuck? Like, oh, here. You know what? Okay. Let me just read some of my writing while I was writing here. While I was reading this. Let's see. Oh yes, okay, so I wrote the male lead deciding to save one of his knights instead of chasing after the female lead that was literally kidnapped is so stupid. Like, I get he was important, but he literally has so much people there. And then when I was reading it, right, so the active war thing, right, so obviously the emperor decides to you know, what's the term for it? Attack, I think. No, literally. No, cause the male lead, he knew that the emperor wasn't gonna kill her because I guess he found out that the emperor, like, loved her or some bullshit. Which I, again, once again, think that is really stupid as a general plot point. But yeah, so he knew that the emperor was not gonna kill her, right? But, like, you know, it's all the characters in the story are just really, really stupid. Yeah, no. Or you know what? What I don't get is, if you were gonna like attack a castle, right? Would you inform the person who owns the castle, hey, by the way, I will come and attack you in 3 days? Yeah. Oh, and also, your wife is held at this specific place, right? Like what? Like, if I was the emperor and I literally got the letter from the female main character that was like trying to inform the male character, male lead, being like, hey, by the way, the emperor's trying to like attack you, I would just not send out the letter. You know, I would just keep the letter and then do a surprise attack, because, you know, like, if you have access to, you know, do a surprise attack on a castle that is already potentially weak, you would do that, right? Like, it makes sense for you to do that. But the reasoning for it is because there's also this magical device that the emperor is trying to, like, he basically wants the male character to go and save the female lead character so that he can go into the territory and then find this magical device thing and then basically like enslave the male lead. There's a device in here that basically makes it so that the male lead will kill himself. Well, not kill himself. Will literally like die via curse of his bloodline or whatever bullshit if his ring gets put into the thingy, the machine, which is really stupid because, once again, hey, you could probably take out the fucking ring. They extracted the ring earlier. Why can't you do it again this time? Anyways, it's a war crime, but also he was originally planning to frame the guy as like betraying the crown anyways. So like, who cares? It's like if you're gonna be an evil evil villain character, you might as well commit to the bit. Like, commit a couple war crimes. Like, that's fine. Like, who cares, right? Because a lot of other stories, they don't care about the war crimes. Like, they just throw those motherfuckers in there and call it a day. Yeah, like, again, this is during the time, like, this time, I'm like, it's just stupid. Like, I get, like, if you're attacking, like, another nation, then I guess, like, yeah, you would probably want to, like, follow the rules of war a little bit. But, like, you as an emperor are attacking somebody else in your technically in your kingdom, which is why I'm more, like, whatever about it. Like, yeah, sure, it's, like, unethical as fuck to, like, just attack somewhere without, like, warning them ahead of time. But also, like, you know, in my heart, this time would be like, they would do a Trojan horse and nobody would give a fuck, you know, like that's how I feel about it. So, you know, overall it was a little stupid on that part. And then at the end, you want to know how they won this war, by the way? Fuck my chungus life. Okay, first of all, again, because they knew there was going to be a war in the territory, all the children and the people who can't fight are hidden away in, like, bunkers and stuff, which, you know, I get that. So why the fuck are you letting a child wander off alone? Especially the child of the lord and the lady that you serve? What do you... Oh, let me go to the washroom. Can I come with you? I'm afraid that something will happen. No, it'll be right there. Okay, be right back. Like, come back soon, please. To a 9-year-old child. Do you think that 9-year-old child will not get distracted by something? Do you really think it is a good idea to let a child, even just to use the washroom, go off alone in the middle of a war? No. Yeah. So unsurprisingly as fuck, the child wanders off to use the washroom, then feels his ring resonating with his mother's, and is like, oh my god, my mom, my stepmother actually technically, is around here somewhere. I'm gonna go find her. And you know what? The knight doesn't realize the child is missing until a little while later, and he's like, hey, by the way, where the fuck is he? You let a child off to use the washroom during active war. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not looking after him? You should look after him. Like he's literally, like, the guy who literally pays you is the dude's dad. Like you should probably, you know, at the very least keep him safe. At least, you know, know where he is. You know, and it's just so stupid. It's so dog shit. Oh my god. And then obviously, the child ends up finding his mom and his, I guess, newly found dad, pretty much, character. And unsurprisingly, both of them are right at the verge of death, kind of, you know. And so the child swoops in and tries to save them, but obviously this child is a fucking child and he's stupid as shit. So the child is, like, literally biting the ankle of the emperor. It's a really dumb decision. The male lead and the female lead character, the male lead tied up right now, so whatever. Female lead character not tied up, just like falling on the floor. And Miss Girl is just being like, no, don't kill him, don't hurt him, and whatever. And she's just yelling at him, and I'm just like, girl, like, move your ass. Like, just do something about it. Anyways, so she ends up... Let me try this one. This fucking story. I don't know. I genuinely don't remember how old he is. I think he was, like, somewhere from, like, the 8 to 12 range. Either way, he was pretty small. But, you know, it was stupid still. And, like, obviously I get that children aren't the smartest, but, like, as a parent, or as, like, an adult, you definitely shouldn't be letting the child just wander off alone. And, like, and then, obviously, at one point, this is, like, right at the final battle scene, the child, so basically the emperor tries to kill the child, right? That's crazy. The emperor is trying to kill the child, and the child is luckily coincidentally saved by the necklace that he's wearing, and so that the emperor's sword actually hits the necklace first, and then he actually unleashes this magical ass power that ends up incapacitating the emperor, and then they end up defeating him. That's literally how it ends. What the fuck was the whole point of the story? What the hell did I read? Like, I genuinely was reading that part and I was like, girl, what do you mean? Why? What do you mean? Like, why are you being why is this whole story centered around the coincidence in the end? If that child wasn't there, you would be dead. If that child wasn't wearing a necklace, he would be dead, and you would be dead, and everybody else would be dead. Like, if the child, like, fell, like, a second later, he would be dead. Like, there's so many stupid things in the story that I just don't understand why they decided to write it like this. And it was like, and at the end, like, the child ends up, like, basically saving the whole family because he actually has this, like, magical power. Like, his ring can, like, purify the cold and stuff, so they render them, like, useless and all that. So then he ends up, that's basically how he ends up saving the main characters. So basically, at the end of the story, they had so many incompetent ass adults that an 8 to 12-year-old child had to save them. Yeah, that's how the story ends. And then there's side stories, but I just, like, I was, like, so just, like, annoyed at the story at that point that I didn't really pay attention to, like, anything that the side stories were was happening. It was just, like, a Christmas episode, basically. And basically, they ended it by being like, oh yeah, the power of love is kind of how, like, the child got this power, you know, and, like, saved the world, because he just loves his mother and his father so much that, you know, he magically unleashed this power. That's how it ends. So yeah. Oh, and then again, the child, because he unleashed this power way beyond his body, like beyond what his body is capable of, you know, like sustaining or whatever the fuck, I don't know the proper term for it is. He ends up falling into, drumrolls, a coma. Of course it's a coma, because honestly, what else, like, of course, you know, like all characters, you know, they, after a battle scene with the big bad evil guy, like, we're obviously going to get a character in a coma. That's just how it is, you know. If they're injured, they're in a coma. So the child is in a coma, and how does he get back up? The power of love and a magical tear. And then at the very, very end, because again, the emperor literally just fucking died, right? So they have to reinstate a new emperor. Unsurprisingly, I'm aware you guys probably know how this is gonna go. The female main character, like the main character's family, ends up becoming the new emperor / empress of the story. And then the noble council, which, by the way, were not mentioned at all during the rest of the story, basically. They had this whole little side plot of this one girl trying to, like, take over her family because her brother's incompetent as shit. But they never really went into it. They went to, like, one part of it, and then they, like, completely forgot about her for, like, the next, like, 30 chapters. And so she was a part of the noble council, and she was, like, one of the two, like, top, like, people there. So he obviously got support of her because, you know, that lady was the one who basically got her position because she helped this family, the main character's family, like, you know, with their whole plan and whatever. So yeah, I get that one. And then everybody else was just kind of like, yeah, sure, well, there's other character, which I don't even know why she likes the main character that much. It just feels stupid in my opinion. So she ends up supporting him as well, and they were like, oh yeah, wow, certainly this family has the support of many. We will reinstate you as the emperor and empress now. It literally is. No, because the emperor was apparently, like, during the story, he's meant to be, like, kind of cunning in the sense that he is, like, evil, but also that, like, he has a public image of being, like, a decent emperor, so he's not, like, known as, like, a tyrant per se. And then everybody just, like, accepts the fact that, one, their emperor just fucking died. Their original emperor just died. And two, the people who took down the emperor is now the new family in power. But, like, what I don't get is why they, like, none of these people, well, actually, technically, except for the two ladies who were helping them, technically, none of them really knew why, like, the emperor got killed, you know? They just knew that, like, the emperor attacked this family, and then they ended up attacking him back, and then he dies, right? That's what I've been aware of in the story. That at the very least, like, most of the people in the story doesn't understand why the emperor died. Maybe there was a time skip there where people, like, told them about, like, what the emperor did to the current empress or whatever. But, like, you know, it's just like, hey, how do you just immediately have the support of so many people when you're not really written to be, like, a very, like, open family kind of, like, right? Yeah, like, it really shouldn't, like, at the very least, I would, like, expect for, like, some type of, like, discourse within the court where it's like, oh, why would you do this? Like, how can you, like, questioning the credibility of, oh, well, this noble family just, like, toppled the empire, like, who knows what they're gonna do next if they get in power, you know? Like, usually, if somebody, like, you know, overtakes the government, you really would probably have, like, some people talking back about, like, hey, maybe this isn't the best idea, because we don't really know exactly why they took down the previous emperor or whatever. So yeah, it was But they just kind of accepted it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, hey, this would not fly. This just would not fly in real life. Not that I'm have ever had an experience of being in an empire that is being toppled. Probably, but it was just like really stupid, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, like we got it was really stupid, and then all the civilians at the end also, for some fucking reason, ends up supporting these like two people who just like took over the kingdom, even though it's not shown that they were like necessarily any good for the empire, other than the fact that they defeated the previous emperor. There was no talk about like how they've like benefited the common people, so there's no real reason why they should be so beloved by the common people for no reason. Also, another thing is, the body that the main character possesses was actually originally a commoner that ends up seducing a viscount, marrying the viscount. The viscount dies because she murdered him or whatever, and then she ends up marrying a duke, and then from that duke, the duke topples the emperor, and now she's the empress. Like, that has to have some... Rich people are very, very, like, they love excluding others. Like, that is, like, a thing. Like, there's no fucking way that they would just accept a common-born, like, empress. Like, there was no backlash, which is, like, I just don't get it. Like, I just don't understand why it's written like this. Like, yeah, I know we shouldn't discriminate against people for their social class, but if this was written as a time period where social class was very important, obviously, because at the start of the story there was talk about, like, her being a commoner and stuff like that, there has to be some level of backlash there, right? Like, even if potentially they were, like, beloved by the people, and, like, even if, like, they did topple the emperor who was doing bad things and whatever, I feel like at the very least the nobles should be like, hey, we don't accept this empress that is originally a commoner. Like, we don't fuck with this. Like, where's the backlash? Like, I just don't understand why everything worked out so perfectly for her. It was just so stupid. But yeah. Oh yeah, no. Technically, she didn't like murder him outright. She hired this is not her. This is the previous owner of the body. But the previous owner of the body hired a sex worker with an STD to transmit the STD to her husband and watch as he slowly dies from the STD. That is what happens. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly get some more water, so I can talk a bit more when I come back, and then I'll tell you about a story that I actually did enjoy, while you stew in confusion about this fucking story that I just told y'all. I'm back. I've my voice is dying, but that's okay. I've acquired my water for my sanity. Where did my jacket go? I don't know. Anyways, yeah. How do we feel about that story time? By story time, I obviously mean me just like crashing out over this fuck ass story that I read. Yeah. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna go back to this. What? Yeah. No, cause it starts out like fine. I don't mind it at the start because usually I give most stories like a for manhwa specifically, I give them a little bit more leeway than like other type of stories because of the fact that usually like the first 2-3 chapters are like establishing just like the general world a little bit more, and then it's like around chapter 10 when you get more into the plot. So I kind of give them like a 6-7 chapter buffer, and it was like fine from that part. But yeah, no, crashing out is truly the only way sometimes. But yeah, anyways, so that was a journey that I had. Clearly. No. Nuh-uh. Oh, fuck, I forgot. Did I say 6-7? I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that that's, like, basically now a banned word in life, because I can't say that anymore, because, fuck, I hate Gen Alpha. Anyways, okay, moving on from all that. So, anyways, I did read a pretty good one the other day as well. I get a bunch of, like, I get either, okay, a lot of the times when I'm reading manhwas, I either get a streak of really, really good, really peak manhwas, or I end up reading a streak of, like, dog shit stories. And I keep trying to find better ones, and it ends up dog shit at the end anyways. So it's literally, I play gambling with the manhwa sites. I open it, I look for a manhwa, and I pray to God that I am getting, like, the one that I'm looking, like, I'm getting like a half decent one at best, you know, like I just want my manhwas to be like somewhat passable, but you know, in this society apparently it's very hard. Anyways, so I read oh, okay, wait, hold on, give me a second. I keep forgetting to make a short key for this, but, you know, just ignore this. Okay. Anyways. We are... Oh, Overload? Yeah, Overload, yeah. I know that. That's nice. You know, read decent stories, children. Don't be like me. I'm trying to remember what did I read last time I was here? I just need to double check how many manhwas I've read since then, because, you know, it's generally decent for me to just keep track of stuff. That was 5 days ago. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't think I spent last stream yapping about manhwas, so I think that's probably one of the things. So I don't know when the last time I talked about the manhwas I was reading was. But one of the ones that I read was pretty good is Demon King's Confession. That one's great. In my heart, the main character and the supposed demon lord in the first couple of chapters, you find out the main character is the actual demon lord, not the point. I hope that they are Yuri. It's really well written. The art is also gorgeous for it. I don't watch anime, so I don't know how far that time I got reincarnated into a slime like manga is, but I did read the manga at one point. But I don't know how far the anime is, like, compared to that. So I do know what happens until a certain point of the story. So for me, I'm not too into animes, like, watching it, because I'm a little lazy on that part. But yeah, that's mainly it for that. But I did see a lot of more Yuri animes that are coming out, so that's what I'm more excited for. But, you know. Anyways. Another one I read, that I really liked is, I think yesterday. Oh yeah, I read this one yesterday. Is I Need to Raise My Sister Properly. That story, I was going through it, y'all. Okay, it started out like I thought she was like kind of gonna go down like one of the more like revengey kind of rabbit, or not revengey, like she was like trying to protect her sister and stuff. But then, it's so. It made me sad. At one point, because the sister character is like, she's not like evil or anything. She's just like not great with human like emotions and stuff. So she ends up basically trying to like keep the female main character to herself because she's like, oh, my sister loves me and I want to keep her love. You know, like the very normal, I think, plot line that happens in a lot of these type of stories where it's like, oh, you're trying to like save this character, but they actually end up getting obsessed with you. But one of the things I really like is how all the characters are like kind of fucked up by at one point. Like the female main character, she tries to be like fine at the start, but then she like slowly breaks down throughout the story, and I just think it's really nicely written. Like her slow like descent into madness, always a great thing to read. I love watching characters just go insane. I think it is just a great part of manhwas, you know. We can't be all sane here, okay? Like we gotta be a little silly, a little goofier sometimes. That was a fun part of this story. And I also just enjoy the art was also quite nice. And I also really like the male lead character is, oh my god, he's pissing me off right now, but it's okay because I know damn well there's gonna be like a 20 chapter like useless ass man chasing after her arc, and I'm just happy she's able to stand up for herself. Like I need my manga characters to, you know, like stand up for themselves a little bit more, and clearly that doesn't happen that often because they keep getting fucking kidnapped. I don't know why they keep fucking getting kidnapped. I need these characters to stop getting kidnapped. I'm like going insane. I'm like actually like crashing out, but that's okay. But yeah, I like how she's, you know, putting power into her own hands in that one. I feel like it's very hard to like explain stories because sometimes you're just like, how do I explain something and hope that it makes sense? But yeah, like my manhwas, I'm like, it's like, because if you try to explain a story to someone, it's harder because it's like a very visual type of medium. Since a bunch of like it's like explaining comics and manhwas to people is pretty hard compared to explaining books, because like the pictures are a very big part of the story, and even if you try to explain it just from the dialogue, it just doesn't make sense. But you know, that one was fun. And then I read a BL before I started streaming. We'll skip over that. I read it because the art was nice. Yeah, let's go with that. And then I also read this one, which I'm slightly getting annoyed at one of the characters already, even though it's only 24 chapters, so we'll see how that goes. Exactly! Every amount of explaining feels like oversimplifying. Yeah, I read the BL for, aesthetic purposes only. Believe me. Anyways, I think that's the end of my current little rant sesh. But yeah, I will say that manhwa is like, it's bad. It's bad, guys. It was really, really bad. And I'm like, and I'm really forgiving with manhwas too. That's the thing. Like, I'm aware that I'm generally much more forgiving than a lot of like people that I know who also read manhwas. Nuh-uh. Anyways, but yeah, it was bad. It was really, really fucking bad. I'm like, I still, that's, again, story's gonna haunt me. Like, I have this, there was this other manhwa that I ranted about some streams ago, probably, but it wasn't because I just finished reading it. It was because I just got really pissed at the story, and it kind of like it haunts my memories. Like, you know the one where she ends up. Okay, whatever. Anyways, like that one, it was bad, but like I kind of get where they wrote the main character. At least the main character's like like all the characters' characterization is pretty, like cohesive. Like what's the word for it? I'm trying to remember. Like, what was very, like, the same? I was gonna say cohesive, but I don't know if that's the right word for it. Throughout the series. Like, sure, they get really fucked up at the end, and I really did not like the last couple of chapters because the characters just made stupid decisions. But, like, not stupid as in, like, I don't get why those, like, why this character in particular would make this decision. It was stupid as in, like, I just don't agree with the decisions type of thing. So at least the characters were, like, very, like, you know, like, their characterization made sense across the board. In that one, like, I didn't enjoy the story because I just didn't enjoy, like, you know, the story part. But, like, this one that I just read, it's just, like, I don't enjoy the story because it's, like, well, one, it's, like, a very, very stereotypical plot. So, like, usually with those ones, they try to, like, do something unique. Or try to. Fail, inevitably, but, like, you know, they try at least. This one, I think what they were trying to do was with the rings, I think, was what they were going for, but I just don't get it. Like, I don't get the establishment of the rings. I don't get why this family in particular has to have it, other than the fact that their main character family, like how known are these rings, like, in this universe? Like, does the common people know what these rings are for? Like it's just a lot of stuff like that where I just call into question just, like, how the plot was built. It's just the world building of it was just, like, really, really bad. But yeah. Also, I'm currently sitting a little sideways. So, like, if my model looks like it's, like, constantly looking to, like, one side, just know that it's because I'm, like, literally facing away. Like, I'm sitting at an angle right now. So, yeah. Anyways, oh yeah, I also had another one that I was reading as well. It was a completed manhwa. I don't remember the name of it. Let me check. I have it in here somewhere. Give me a second. This is just me ranting my manhwas I read, because I read a lot, y'all. I read a lot. It's kind of concerning at this point. Maybe, potentially. Should be fine. Oh yeah. Hold on. Okay. Let me see if I can download this image. Hello? Reddit, save me. Save image? I don't know. Oh fuck, it's a web page. Fuck, sorry. I'm trying to show y'all this one. You know what? Let me just show you the manhwa that I was reading, that I was complaining about for this whole time, just so y'all know what it looks like, so that you too will not be forced into reading all that shit. What was it called? Here it is. Was it this one? Oh no, here's the cover, found it. Give me 1 second. Sorry, this is just me taking screenshots right now. So just like ignore me real quick. Okay. Oh my god! Sorry, my computer is being a little bitch today. Let's just... Okay. There we go. Okay. So this is the story that I was complaining about. This was the cover for it. So if y'all are ever looking at manhwa sites and you see this one, do not read. Do not read. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. This one, do not read, okay? Anyways. And then the other one that I read that was also pretty bad, to the point, it was bad as in, like, I just could not understand what was going on in the plot at all. It just didn't make sense to me. This one, I was reading it, I was 50 chapters in, and I was like, what the fuck is this plot? So I ended up dropping it. And it's crazy, because I never really drop stories that I've been reading for, like, that's completed. But yeah. What do you mean Japanese title? They both have Korean titles. I'm so confused. But yeah. I don't know which cover. This is the cover that I have for this one. Here, let me just, I feel like I should just show y'all the manhwas that I'm talking about, like, with the cover every time I talk about them, instead of just, like, me yapping into the air. Well, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, wait. Let me put y'all onto, like, good ones as well, just so y'all don't know me. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I always read the ones with Korean, Japanese, Chinese. Well, Chinese ones I don't read as often. Chinese ones, I read the BL ones because they usually have really interesting plots. The straight ones are a little questionable most of the time, in my opinion, but you know, whatever, each their own, right? Anyways, so another one that I, oop, what the fuck? Okay, here we go. This one's depressing, but it's fun. And who doesn't love a oddly depressing story every once in a while? This title is a little questionable. Like, you can't read it, obviously, but this is the one that's called I Need to Raise My Sister Properly. The younger sister is the one that's a little insane in the membrane. But honestly, they both are a little crazy, and it's nice because it's kind of like depressing. And then the other one, obviously, we gotta mention this one, Peak. Okay, I don't know if there is a male lead character or anything, because this is very action focused story, I guess. Like, there's a lot of like politics and stuff in it. But let me just say, I ship the character at the front, so the main character, with the red-haired girl at the back. I need that to be the end game. I don't care, like, if there is romance, I need them to be the end game. Like sure, obviously it's a very low chance, because usually with these stories they always end up with like the love interest is always gonna be a guy. But y'all, they're going through all the romance arcs. Let me tell you, they are going through the fucking romance arcs. It's like actually crazy. I can't show these because they, hold on. They kiss 2 times. Like you can't tell me that is not Yuri at its peakest. One of them literally locked themselves in, like, in eternal, like, into this, like, what do you even call it? Okay, the red-haired lady. Okay, so the blonde one was the demon lord in her first life, kind of. Well, she was technically called like the Dark Lord. Yes, I guess the official name is Dark Lord's Confession, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, but yeah. So she ends up so she has these disciples. So think of it as think of her as Jesus. I don't know. I'm not religious, so I hopefully this is not offending anybody. I don't really care that much either. But basically, think of her as Jesus, and and she has 12. Well, she has 13 disciples. But yeah, Jesus and his 12 disciples is basically what happens, right? And the disciple that betrays him, brackets Judas, is this other lady, who is the 13th disciple, who ends up, I actually don't know about, anything about, I don't know that much about Christian mythology, I guess. Bible lore is not my strong suit, but that's okay. This is what I've retained from osmosis, because of how many people there are in the Bible fandom. Anyways, so basically the demon lord, she has these 12 disciples, or 13 disciples. One of them ends up betraying her and then ends up killing her, basically, and then ends up branding her as like a demon instead of like just the person who originally is the reason why there's magic power in this world in the first place, and why like half of the things that exist in this world exist is because of the main character. And the main character, she obviously forgets her memories and all that, whatever. Exactly. Anyways, it's okay. But yeah, so the Judas character currently is reincarnated. The Judas character is such a weird way of saying it. I don't know much about the Bible. All I know is that people who write fan fiction about the Bible ship Jesus and Judas, but we do not ship Jesus and Judas in this story, okay? That is not how it happens in this story. Don't worry about it. But yeah, anyways, so her 12th disciple is the redheaded character, and the 12th disciple locks herself in this like void, basically, for 1,000 years, just waiting for her lord to resurrect, kind of. And I'm like, okay, so that's very Doom Fury of you. I'm sorry. I don't, you know what? Yeah, no, you know what? I'm unashamed. I'm just gonna call the Christians just the Bible fandom. It's okay. We'll go with that. So anyways, so turns out, I'm pretty sure, at least that's what I got from the story at this point in the story, but apparently Judas really liked the red hair girl, so that's why she decided to kill Jesus, okay? That's basically what happened in the story. And that's why she rebranded Jesus as like an evil person instead. And that's like and that's the whole reason why like they're kind of like going back and trying to like fix the way the world is. Genuinely though, this is actually a really good story. I would actually recommend you read it. Fuck. Sorry, I just opened my... Oh my fucking god. Sorry. One of my club members, they just responded to my crash out. Fuck my life. Oh no! Wait, I'm gonna send it to them just so they know what story it is. Oh my fucking god! No, okay, I hope that they don't know that I have this account, because it'd be really awkward if they were also watching this stream and just watch me crash out for the last 40 minutes and then decide to message on the fucking chat, hey, what in the crash out? But you know. Yeah, it was a bad crash out, y'all. It was bad. So yeah, you know, it's a good story. I'm not great at explaining things, evident from my Christian fandom mythology. My Bible fandom kind of comparisons here is not the greatest way of explaining a story, but like honestly, who cares at this point? But yeah. Um, anyways, anybody else have anything? I don't really know what to talk about after that whole rant. I feel like I just like brain dumped everything now. So that was fun for me, and potentially you guys as well, if you enjoyed my rant. Fuck! Someone, okay. The person who responded to my crash out was like, ooh, the art looks pretty. And I just had to message them, don't read it. Like, oh my fucking god. It was so bad, it was so bad. Let me see if I have, I'm one of the people who like to just type out everything I think of in random Discord servers. So every so often I would literally like go into like, sometimes during stream, I will open Discord just to see what I typed in the past couple of days and then use that as things to talk about here. I'm sorry, not really, but like, you know, it works. What else? Anyways. Oh yeah. I also read a manhwa where, I don't remember what it was called. Thank you. But there was this one character, oh yeah, it's one of the like childcare ones. So like the main story is focused around like a child protagonist. And I just remembered reading it. I don't remember what the fuck it was called either. I could check. I could check, but I don't really care enough about it. But I just remembered this one sentence that just said, like the main character gained like a puppy, I guess is kind of what they describe her brother as, who quote unquote talent is blackmail and hobby is tax evasion. And when I read that, I was like, hilarious, but he's 12. Oh, thank you for the raid. Anyways, yeah. So it was fun, but oh yeah, how was your stream? Anyways, I just had. Anyways, what is the logistics? I was genuinely thinking about it while I was reading it. I was like, what is like, how would a 12-year-old commit tax evasion, right? Like, if you were a child, you don't. I don't know if it's different in feudal times. I don't know if it's different if you were like the son of a lord or something. I still don't think that the children are the ones doing the taxes in this case. But like, what do you mean your hobby is tax evasion? How does one get the hobby of tax evasion? You can only do it like once a year, can't you? Like, isn't that just like not paying your taxes on time? Like once a year? Maybe a couple more times if you have like, if you're like, if you have like extra property or like companies and stuff. But I don't get the idea of the fact that what do you mean you can, how can you have a hobby of tax evasion? I don't get it. What is considered tax evasion? Like, yeah, no, it would literally just be not reporting your taxes, right? So you would only be able to do it like not as often as, you know, having it a hobby. Yeah, but still, a 12-year-old cannot have a hobby of tax evasion. That is so unrealistic. Not that anything else in these manhwas are any more realistic, but like, the tax evasion is really just. Oh no, he gets away with. Well, actually, I don't know if he gets. Well, he technically does. Maybe his dad just keeps covering up the tax evasion part for him. I don't know what's going on. How does he own assets and anyways? Would you be able to own property as a 12-year-old? I don't know. I mean, modern day, not, but obviously not. But like, back then, would you be able to inherit property at like 12? Is that a thing? Wouldn't you have like, well, you wouldn't even be able to inherit it though. No, this guy is like this guy's like a noble of the empire type of stuff. It was not. He's not doing it. He's just doing it for fun. Like it was weird. But yeah, guys, don't evade your taxes. I guess I've been told not to tell people that by my mom. But yeah, but yeah, I've read some strange stuff in the past few days. Oh yes, and my weird plant. Wait, I should actually play the weird plant music for you guys. I feel like I never forced y'all to listen to this before. Have y'all listened to Plantasia? This I don't know if, tell me if this is too loud. This is music to help your plants grow. Yeah. I don't know what else to do, so I'm just gonna put this on while I draw now. Do you, as a plant, feel like you would grow more, better, or worse with this playing in the background? Not that any of you guys are plants. Maybe if you're a vegan, then maybe you're like 90% plants, but I don't know. This is so loud. Hold on. Yeah. It's fun. My professor for my children's book class, right? She literally walked into class being like, "Okay, guys, we're doing a writing exercise, and I'm gonna put on this fucking music in the background. By the way, it's to help plants grow." And I was like, "Okay, I guess we're plants now." And she was like, "Yeah, just do a stream of like thought, consciousness, like writing, just like whatever the hell you have in your head right now, just like jot it down." And I was like, "Sure." But like half the time I just kept getting distracted by this stupid ass plant music, and I was like, "Why is there whistles? Why is there whistles?" But you know. Now I just unironically enjoy this, and I don't know how to feel about that. Maybe I am a plant. You know they have different ones for different plants too. They have Symphony for a spider plant, Baby Tears Blues, Ode to an African Violet. They have like you have the like specific ones for like each type of plant, or not each type of plant, but a bunch of plants, which I think is kind of funny. This one won't get me copyright strike, right? Nah, the copyrights should be over by now. It was from the 60s and 70s, which is fine. I'm failing at the bangs, aren't I? Yeah, I am. I realized I just like went way too far in with the coloring here. That doesn't need this much detail on the bangs. But yeah, anyways, how have your weeks been going, y'all? I don't know what I'm doing with my life, clearly. Oh, I've also got this I got the sunfish game on my phone now. The one where you feed the fish and pray to God that they don't fucking die, but my molas keep dying. My mola is not surviving. My survived mola is not surviving the mola. My mola, I'm on number 14 because the other 13 of them died. Hey, my molas. My poor molas. Oh, what the Spider Lily song, I think. My mola. Yeah, that's valid. Honestly, like same. That's why all I talk about is fucking manhwas, because it's the only interesting thing in my life. Ooh, nice. How was it? No, I'd be projecting my own experiences of being really shoddy at cooking. Um, but how's the stir fry? Wow, so magical. I wonder if well, I guess plants can hear, right? Weren't there? Didn't people do studies on plants at one point? I don't know. Ooh, nice. I finally got more ingredients for like in the fridge. So that's good. Probably gonna go eat some grapes after this or some. It is 3 a.m. Maybe I won't eat grapes then. Maybe I'll eat grapes tomorrow. But yeah, my life has been uneventful. I literally come home from class and I just take a nap and then I wake up way too late and then realize that I have to do my work for the next day and then I repeat the cycle all over again every single fucking day. But it's okay. I get really bad on Thursdays, so not bad. But yeah, DS2. I have no idea what that is. It's okay. Um, let's see. What else have I done this week? Oh, my worm design. Yes. Have I talked to you guys about the worms? I feel like I have, right? My worm with the sword. Yeah, I think I talked about it last stream. But yeah, I really don't do much with my life, and that's okay. Alright, I skipped. Oh, Dark Souls. Yeah, my Worm Knight story. I've gotten approved from my teacher, so I'm allowed to make my little story of the Worm Knight. And it's stupid ass little adventures, which will be fun. But I also have to make like a shitload of books. I'm thinking of, I have to make one more book for my other book class, because of course I take 2 book classes. And I think I'm gonna make the other one about, circles, maybe? So we basically, we just got this random ass letter, like this, envelope with a bunch of random stuff inside. And our prof was just like, okay, have fun, make something out of this. And I was like, cool, okay. So I think I'm gonna make mine like one of those like children, like, you know those books that are like teaching you about shapes? But like specifically circles. Because all of my items that I got were circles, except for like maybe a flower or 2. I think it's a peak idea for a story, but that's okay. Also because I'm not great at writing stuff, so you know, my dialogue choices are a little questionable, so I try to just add really, really simple words into my writing a lot, so it always ends up like a children's book kind of vibe, but that's okay. But yeah. I also want to work on the Roach comic a bit more this weekend, so if I do stream, it'll probably just be the Roach comic, or I'm gonna actually play a game for once in my life. But we will see. It's okay. By games, we all know I'm gonna end up with visual novel games again. I could play other games, like I could drag y'all along to my Roblox, but like, ugh, I don't want to do that, you know? Like, I don't really have any other games. I have Minecraft. I don't have a mouse, though, so I play with my trackpad, and I don't think y'all want to see that shit. So, you know. I forget that I own games on my stuff. Huh. Also that one game with the goose. Untitled Goose Game, I think it is? Yeah. Those are my choices in games. Visual novels, stupid goose games. Don't worry about the trackpad. The trackpad is perfectly fine. I'm perfectly justified by using a trackpad, okay? Like, y'all crazy for thinking otherwise. But yeah. Oh my god, I need to do so much art. Fuck my life. I do this to myself. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm like, oh, damn. I have to do so much art. I don't actually have to do so much art. Like, nothing is actually forcing me to do so much art. So I don't know why I always end up, like, being like, damn, I have to do art again. Like, motherfucker, it's your fault. Like, I'm allowed to call people crazy. Crazy, from my definition, may be common sense, but that's not the point. Yeah, I have my shoddy Roach comic, but I'm not sure how it'll print, so we'll see about that. I'm gonna try to print the Roach comic tomorrow. Hopefully my club members will not be questioning me on why the fuck I'm binding Roach comics. We should be fine. It's okay. They approve of my Roach comicification. Oh, we're actually okay. Me and two of my club member friends, we're actually trying to make a visual novel game. We haven't started making it yet, obviously, because we just came up with the idea like not that long ago. But basically, it's gonna be like a dating sim, I think. Except it's between a fried chicken. Pause. Hold on. It's between a chef and one of the like assistant chef characters, or like one of the other. I don't. We'll figure out how cooking works later. Something like that. Oh, sorry, no. A chef and a food reviewer, and the food reviewer gets lessons from the chef to take private cooking lessons with him, but the food reviewer also has a grudge on the chef, so he keeps writing shitty articles about his food, even though he's like a really good cook. And then the second male lead character is going to be a chicken wing that is turned into a human. So it's like a were-chicken situation, and that is how far we got so far in the story. Would you guys like to play this? Cause I'll be doing the art for it. Actually, who cares what you guys want to play? I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna probably stream it one day if we do finish it. And kudos to all the coding for this game will be done by the other person who is a design and tech major. So they actually know how to code stuff, and I don't. So I'm employed for simply the bad yaoi drawings, because obviously I have a great array of examples of that on my page, and it's great, you know. Also, technically, the human chicken wing idea was not my idea; it was her idea. So, like, don't even worry about it, okay? Like, my idea is very normal. My idea was simply the food reviewer ex-chef idea with the bad yaoi proportions. Everything else will be decided on in a later time. But yeah, and because we technically have 3 officers in the club, so we were yapping about it in the officers channel, and the other one was like, oh, what are y'all talking about? We're like, oh, this visual novel game we want to make, and she's like, can I help with the script? And we're like, yeah. So this may actually just end up being a little club thing. Speaking of a club thing, though, we are gonna make one of our ideas for this semester is that we're gonna print out like manga panels, and then basically just like let people just draw their own manga panels, and we all shove them together and pray that it makes a somewhat cohesive story. And I think it'd be fun. I got a lot of great ideas, guys, as evident from this thing on the side here. But yeah, anyways, have a good night. I will keep yapping until I'm done this drawing. Probably. Or maybe I won't keep yapping, but I'll keep streaming until I'm done this drawing at the very least. The yapping might debatably stop once my throat just keeps killing itself. But yeah. Anyways. Why does this always take me so long? Every time I'm like, it's not gonna take me that long. at the end, and then it takes you like forever to draw this again. Every fucking time. Oh well, whatever. Can I just wand this? Okay, I can. Nice. I'm gonna just make these stripes darker because I feel like they're way too like same. E. Nice. Okay. Hopefully this will work out, but we'll see. Also, if my voice sounds like I'm slowly like losing my voice while I'm streaming, just know that I am, and that's okay. We just gotta like accept our fate sometimes. But yeah. I cannot talk for a long period of time. I am not a yapper in real life. I yap strictly online. Because nobody knows who I am. Well, people do know who I am, but like not really. So like it doesn't count, you know? Anyways. I'm not great at this whole wand thingy. I'm trying my best, but it's okay. Whee! I think this part and this part also need to be darker. And then I think the middle one was the darker section on this part. Not great with this part, but that's okay. Edit, tonal correction. Okay, that's better. I'll go with that. Yay! Oh, fuck. Color checker. Or value checker, I don't know what it's called. Honestly, these colors get really muddy really easily, but that's okay. I think I'm okay with the hair, right? We're okay with the hair. I don't want to add more to the hair. Okay. And then now I just need to work on the clips, the headband. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Lol. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the fucking plant music. I'm gonna go back to my other playlist. I feel the plant playlist is not the greatest. Here, you have your little, like, bedtimey sounds instead. Hee hee. I'm trapped in a bird. I really should make, like, a proper model more. I shouldn't make another model. I'm too lazy. I should do a lot of things in my life. I don't do any of it. I should probably... There's a lot of things that I could be doing, but I just don't bother to. I know it's gonna bite me in the ass later, but like... I don't want to. Anyways, I did thankfully submit to some stuff for school, so hopefully that'll be fine. But I don't know, I'm not great with illustration. I can't do some of the contests because I'm not in the right style, but it's okay. I want to do like a traditional painting at one point. I think it'd be cute. I also Mainly because I just want to add more things to my wall, and a lot of what I do is, like, I have one wall where I dedicate it to just my drawings and stuff, well, mostly my drawings, and then I have, like, one wall where it's, like, other illustrators that I find / know, like, illustration as in, like, not, like, fan art illustration, like original art illustration, mostly, except for that one Princess Mononoke one, on there. But yeah, I wanna add more to my wall. But we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Am I stupid? I feel like I'm still dehydrated even after drinking all that water. Am I the problem? I just drank like an unholy amount of water. Why am I like this? It's okay. Anyways, I fucking hate doing okay, no. I like drawing ruffles. I don't like shading ruffles. Oh shit, wait, it's almost time for Love Nikki's daily reset time. Ooh, I should really go and do my dailies real quick. That's okay. That's not stopping me from drawing, guys. I can do 2 things at once. That has literally never stopped me for some reason. This would actually be a really good playlist, like, sleep to, not gonna lie. This is very, very, like, bedtime story core. And it's great. I love it. Should I add, like, one more fold here? I guess so, right? I feel like they would at least have, like, some of the crinkly hair thing. I do just add folds based off vibes, so I'm not 100% sure how accurate they are in real life, even though I could technically check with this one. No, there wouldn't be a fold here, would there? I don't know. I own one of these, so I probably should know by now, but I really don't. I really don't pay attention to these things. That's okay. Or I hate coloring. Why am I like this? No, I can't say that because coloring is my favorite step in the drawing process. But like I also, you know what? Everything's a love-hate relationship at the end. We all suffer. That's okay. Most of my suffering comes from the fucking drawings, but that's okay. Bro, I don't like coloring a lot of things with like these crossy ribbon thingies. Because I feel like all the time, every time I draw these crossy ribbon thingies, like I always like am struggling trying to figure out like where the shadows go. And it's just a lot of work. I don't like doing it, but it's okay. I should know by now. I'm the one who keeps adding them in. These drawings are purely vibes based, and the vibes are whatever I want to draw. So maybe I'm the problem in the end. The end of all this. It always ends up becoming a problem because I decided to make it a problem, but that's okay. Should be one. This part should be darker. I'm not great with coming up with where exactly the colors come from, but that's okay. I want to see if there's a way to make these type of coloring a bit easier, but I'll probably just have to experiment a bit more, but we'll see. That kind of just goes for most drawings though. It's like you just gotta fuck around and find out, truly. The world is just fuck around and find out. And that's okay. I guess I can add a little bit more shading here. I don't really want to shade the back part of this guy though. So I'm just gonna like shade in roughly this section. I don't feel like making it very realistic in the shading, so I'm just kind of going with whatever. I will say I definitely have a much more painty kind of style when it comes to drawing. I didn't know that. Or, no, I was aware of it. I always thought that I would go down more the anime route, but clearly not. Because I kind of just enjoy mixing the colors a little too much as opposed to very cell shaded or like just airbrushed anime art. It's okay. What I like to see and what I make is very different, and that's okay. Everybody's like that. Oopsies. I wish I had a different way of shading it. I don't know, I just feel like it just doesn't work with the lines that I'm using. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Whatever, that's fine. Also, we're just gonna ignore the very thick outline here. That is definitely not intentional. And let's just pretend like it is. That's okay. It might also just be because of the brush that I use. It's a very, very painterly brush, which I feel like also may or may not have an effect on the way that I draw this, but it's okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go change my streaming time just to be a little later, just because I keep sleeping around this time, and I know it's gonna become a habit later. So I might as well pre-adjust it instead of saying that I'm late every single stream. That seems like a better idea, right? I don't know, it feels like one to me. I miss those days when I made like those really fancy like anime eyes with like the sparkles and all those random details. I did it at one point and then I kind of just like stopped because I just spend too much time on the eyes and not too much time on everything else. So the eyes would be like really nice and then like the proportions would be like dog shit. I mean, the eyes would be like questionable still because, you know, my skill back then was questionable as well, but you know, the skill gap between the eyes and every other part of the body was very evident. And I feel like it still is, but you know, it's getting better. My wrist cracks all the time. And it's not even the wrist that I draw with either, so I don't know why it keeps doing that. But anyways, that's fine. Is that good? I don't know how much more I should add to this. I don't want to like overwork it, because if I overwork one section, then I'll feel like I have to overwork the other sections. I have to make them all really detailed. But you know, also I don't want it to be under detailed. It's like look like it's too much. I guess it's not really look like a sketch, but you know what I mean. Like it kind of feels like a sketch, but like, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend like I don't use YouTube for music, and we'll ignore that background, that not ad that just happened in the background, of course. Haha. Maybe I should play around with more traditional media later, just to see how that will change. Because I know one of my classmates who's like really into cut paper, which is very interesting to me. I'm not big on collage. I think I just don't want to like collect all that stuff needed for a collage. It's probably one of the main reasons why I don't do it, but I'll probably never really bother doing it, but I do want to see if I can do anything else with like watercolors or like paint, not oil paints. I guess, do I have my oil paints with me? Oh, I do have my oil paints with me. That's good to know. Not that I really have anything to oil paint about, but and then now we just add a little bit more highlights onto every fucking part that needs highlights. Which is a lot of parts, but that's okay. I will say one of the reasons why I do stream is so that I'm able to draw something all the time. Because a lot of the times I, like every other fucking person hopefully, am a chronic fucking procrastinator. I am so bad at doing my work sometimes, so I feel like streaming it makes it a lot easier for me to do my work, even though, you know, it's not great to be like dependent on having somebody watching you to do your work, but you know, if it works, it works, you know. At least I'm not like doing like a study stream or whatever, but Yeah. Because it's not technically, sometimes if I'm doing my school projects while streaming, then technically it's a study stream if you think about it hard enough, but it's like an art stream because I go to art school. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Either way it works. I'm gonna make this part actually a little darker under eye. Nice, okay. I'm gonna add the highlight sections. Or maybe should I do the highlights on another layer? I feel like I should do the highlights on another layer. So it doesn't keep blending in. Okay, let's merge that down. Also, look at it. Look at how random it looks with like, it still looks like it's like the right colors. It's just so different without the layer mode on. Anyways, we're good. And then I'll clip that down and then we'll just use an overlay layer again. Also, does it look too far out, the character? Or should I like zoom it in? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, not the point. This part specifically needs a lot of highlighting. Actually, should I change it to overlay hard light? Oh, let's do vivid light. Vivid light then. Is this better? No, I don't want this color. Maybe more of a yellow, I think. Okay. We'll go with... Yeah, let's go with that. And then I'm just gonna turn this on just so I know where I'm gonna place all the lighting. Because, like, you see over here, it's, like, very muddy and everything looks the same. Like, smushed together colors. We're just gonna add a little bit of extra lighting there just to break up the shape a little bit. I'm also going to add a multiply layer later as well, just to, you know, add that extra little bit of separation with some of the colors, but yeah. For now, we're just going to work with black and white. Also, all the light does come from one side, kind of. So I obviously also have to, you know, shade it on one side mostly. And it's really annoying because I have to try and figure out where the light hits and where the light doesn't hit. Kind of vibes-based lighting though, so it doesn't matter that much, but it's okay. Yeah, some of the colors are very, very similar, but I think it's mostly just because I'm using very similar shades anyways. Which is a little difficult, but it's okay. I just gotta roughen the colors a little bit. And then we should be good. This part I'm also gonna add an extra highlight here, just so it breaks up that part a little bit. Let's add one more over here as well. Is that better? I don't want to add highlights everywhere so that all the shapes look like separated, but I want like a good chunk of it to be. Yeah, okay, that's better. I think. Okay. And then let me just add another clipping layer. This time on multiply, just to add a little bit of shadow in certain parts of it. Like here, I need to get you a little darker over here as well. Just for like the extra dark sections. Well, it doesn't have to be too dark. Even like a little nudge of shadow in some of these areas. Nice little dollop of shadow. I'm gonna change the color to be like more blue. Okay, I think I'm okay with this. And then I do always clip everything onto one layer. I don't know what's up with that, but it's okay. The overlay layer just to add some extra light onto both sides. Feels a little softer, a little cuter. Also a nicer, like, I feel like just like a different type of, you just get a bunch of new colors in your drawing, which is fun. Make it softer like that, and then I can add some little extra shading in certain sections, which will be fun. I thought about adding more shadow in the hand, but I feel like I just don't feel like it. Okay. Let's do the background now. By the background, I mean I'm just gonna do like plush stars and call it a day. Nice. I don't know why. Oh, why did I make her stars again? Oh, right. She originally had this, like, lamb theme going on. And then I, like, completely retconned it. Whoopsies. My bad. I guess the stars don't make sense now. But that should be fine, right? Right? I hope so. Wouldn't it be fun if it wasn't? Or should I do bows in the background instead? Whatever. Anyways. I'm just gonna go with 2 stars. I don't think we need more than 2. Do we? Should I add one more? Add one more here. Fuck. Okay. Okay, anyways. We'll ignore what just happened there. How do those things keep finding me? What is a girl to do to not get those goddamn scam bots in chat? It's okay. What the fuck? Sure. Actually, I feel like I should move you up here. But then there's 2 small stars on one side. I'm not great with the stars. Not great at all with it, but it's okay. Let's go with that. That's my star shapes in the background, I guess. This one's a little harder to see as a star, but should be fine, right? Okay, anyways, let's just yoink some colors from here. Let's go with that. Probably not the skin. Let's go with the eyes. Very cute. Right, this is the green. I forgot about that. I was like, what color is this supposed to be? The greens. Oh, fuck. Okay. The eye can go here. Not great at this whole shading thing that people do. Should be fine. Hello? Did I not select this? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That checks. Okay. I was like, why is it not working? Okay. Anyways. As I was attempting to do earlier. And then this part was the wings, so we can go with this color for shading. Then this for the highlight. Nice. That's cute. I wish... Is there a pattern that I can put in the background? I wish I had patterns. Not like these guys, but you know. Like, well, maybe these guys. Hold on, let's try the chain stars. No, not fun. Oh, where's... I have a star effect somewhere in here, right? Background brush? Is it in here? I don't remember where I put anything. I want to see what brushes I have for fun. Oh, it might be on the ruled lines. No, not you. Oh, star brush. Here it is. What the fuck? Yeah, it gets star brushed. Okay, that was a fail. For sure. Let's go with that, and then let's do edits, select convert brightness to opacity. Just yoink some colors down. And then I'll use an off-white for the background, I think. Is that how I do it? I don't know what exactly I want to do for the background. I genuinely do leave the background to last all the time. Which, you know, is a little questionable. Because the end results for the backgrounds are always interesting. Compared to every other part of the drawings. But it's okay. Actually, what if I don't do... Wait, hold on. Let's do that, and then I want to see what would happen. I think there is a chromatic aberration tool, right? Oh, cute. Okay. Okay, let's use a little bit of chromatic aberration, and then let's just change the colors of the layer real quick. Tonal correction. Okay, let's go with that. And then last step is I have this auto action that I stole from somewhere that will hopefully allow me to get a nice... Where's the green? Red and green. Yellow. Let's go a bit more on the red side. Okay. Let's do that much blur. And then this guy should be saturated to like hell. Or actually no, saturation's fine here. Luminosity, let's turn it down by that much. Let's go with... Oh, I could do a hue shift too. No, I'm fine with the hue. Okay, let's go with that. Nice. Now it's really, really bright. Ooh, this is kind of retro-y. This is cute. Okay. I'm gonna change this, change to layer mode. I just like playing with things, so this is kind of what I do a lot. But that's okay. Where's my auto actions bar? Here it is. I'm gonna turn you off real quick. It's fine. It's not the best, but it's not also not the worst. I like how bright it is, but I'm gonna turn it down and just change it to, I think, an overlay layer. Or no, saturation layer maybe. Because yeah, the saturation is what I'm looking for here. Is my OG drawing actually this dull? That's crazy. I did not realize that. Hold on, am I crazy? Oh my god, I guess it is. Holy fuck. I did not realize how dull this is. Until you turn on an extra saturation layer. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn the saturation up until here, I think it's good. Anyways, I think I'm good for this drawing now. Yay! Isn't she so cute? Yeah, she's cute. Anyways. I could end the stream here, or I could just draw a Roach comic page. I'm debating. Maybe, no, I'll probably do that tomorrow then. But yeah, I think this is gonna be the end of today's stream. Isn't she so cute? I think she's cute. What is this extra? Oh. Anyways, yeah. Thank you for coming to the stream. I will see you guys next time. I guess I'm gonna go to sleep again. It's because it's 4 a.m. But yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Whenever that is. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the weekend, maybe next week. Who knows? No, I will deal with it. But yeah. Anyways, I'll post all these on my socials later, so. Yeah. Anyways, bye-bye.